Outstanding. I just want to first be able to say rise and shine to everyone that's on here this morning. I also want to be able to say to you, everything is going great. You know that I'm mobile right now. I'm still not able to sit still. I don't think that's ever going to take place. But to all the new callers that are on here, I would say rise and shine. And I noticed that I began to come up. I came up, went back off, and came back up again. I need everyone to understand that right now, what Shelly is telling everybody is very major. It's very serious. We have to all stay focused. You cannot come on and then drop off the next day just because you're not hearing something that you want to think that you want to hear. You need to understand right now that this planet Earth is about to go through some major, if we might call it, major disasters. They're not going to change because you want to change or just because you're not hearing what you want to hear. My Father is serious about what he's doing. He don't have time for people who are going to be some-timers. 1 minute you're there, the next minute you're not because our finance system is not working the way you want it to. You need to understand that my Father cares nothing about no monetary system. If you read the book, you will hear him saying, silver and gold, I have not. But such as I have, I give to thee. It's not that he's saying you don't have all the riches, it's that he's saying that is not what's important. What he's saying to you is what is important is life itself. Remember, life is in the blood. That's what matters to my Father, is in the blood. So with me saying it's in the blood, I'm talking about DNA, RNA. And as I began last night with me and a few, we sat down and we began to do a study on RNA, DNA, and we began to look into all different types of the method in which we're going to be using to test the people. You need to understand that there are certain things that are on the inside of RNA and DNA that most of you may not even be aware of. You have never looked into RNA, DNA. You never had that kind of study. Plasmid, 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 is one of the main things that we were studying last night based upon talking about protein, selection, GST tags, and all of these different things. In other words, your blood DNA, RNA, is going to tell the whole world exactly who you are, where you came from, and what you're doing. It will tell you exactly what they're doing to you. Believe it or not, RNA right now, isolation, they're trying to use an isolation solution for DNA and RNA. In other words, they're trying to change your blood type to be one type of blood type. If they can do that, then they believe that they would have either transformed you, just like a Frankenstein, and they would have changed your blood, thereby making you be a daughter or a son of the one whom they know to be Satan himself. That's what they're trying to do to you. They said a plasmid is a small DNA molecule within a cell that is physically separated from the chromosomal DNA and can replicate itself independently. They are most commonly found in bacteria that small and circular double-stranded DNA molecules. However, they said plasmids are sometimes present in something that is known as a eukaryotic organism or an archaic organism. In other words, they have found a method of changing everyone's DNA. They're trying to use it on everybody now. It just so happens that the people that are the people of Yah, YHWH, are my Father. They have not been able to make their blood change, and that's what they're still trying to find a way to do. Yes, I can assure you that this so-called Francis, whoever y'all refer to him as being, will be coming to a city near you, like Washington, D.C. Everybody says he's coming there to talk about some planet, I guess Neptune, Krypton, or whatever. That's his own business. Perhaps maybe he might bring Superman with him. Meantime, back to the forum, I can care less what he's doing. What he's trying to do is he's talking about all these things that I'm speaking on right now, trying to change the DNA of the mankind. This DNA RNA, which I explained to you before, many months back now, about RNA being primitive. It tells you if you're mankind. DNA only tells you if you're of an extraterrestrial being. If you came from some planet, Krypton, Neptune, or wherever else they want to call it to be. This is why they're so important for them to stress to you the fact DNA is RNA. There are many other strands of the blood that we can look into. I don't want to go into that full extent on here because this is not my classroom. However, I have to be honest, my classroom is the universe. But right now, this morning, based upon DNA, RNA, I need everyone to understand that even with the medications that they have been giving you, they have been trying to, if we might say it, they've been trying to change your DNA. They want your DNA to be of DNA only, and they're trying to rid out that which they call RNA. They want to destroy your RNA in you. They don't care anything about your Y clones or your X clones. They don't care anything about that. They don't care anything about you saying you came from female or male. They don't care. And for all of those, my sisters out there, I want them to understand. Stop talking to them about your wound. Stop talking to them about you don't want to have an abortion and you think it's wrong for men or whatever to come to you and try to destroy your women. They don't care anything about that. I had to ask a group of females that I was talking to, and notice I said females because they don't consider themselves to be female and they don't believe that they have another portion of them called male. Because if you are a woman, you are only a female. If you're a woman, you're only a woman. The man and the male part does not come by you. It comes by your counterpart, or the other part of you. The reason I'm saying that is because they have now totally put in what they wanted to put in most on this earth, and that's a division between the female and the male, the woman and the man. They have succeeded in doing that. And I must be one of those to warn my feet or my woes, listen to me. They have used your mind now, gradually, to a point where they got you believing that you have to be on your own or that you are running things. Wrong answer. You're either part of the total solution or you're part of the problem. Based on the fact they're trying to get you to believe that. Let me explain something to you. You have a womb. That womb has an egg in it. That egg must be able to be given something that is known as an SEED. So I make myself plain. A seed. Without that seed, your egg sits dormant inside of you with nothing to do. And it will not do anything. It won't possess anything. It won't progress anything. All it will do is sit inside of you. You need a seed to enter into that egg for it to fertilize something, and then it will bring forth something known as life. Procreate. Reproduction. Reproduction. That's why I use the word pro. When they tell you pro, they want to make you believe that they're taking out of it. No. Reproduction. Listen to the word. Production. Listen to what they're saying. Listen to the word. I've told you to do your research. So stop it with the separation. Stop it with thinking that you have to take control over something that my Father is not going to give you control over. Again, I say Mother Nature is nothing without Father's time. It needs Father's time to be able to progress or process anything. So let's come together as a whole. I'm only saying that to those that still think that they must work in division rather than in unity. It is love, peace, truth, freedom, and justice for all mankind. Mankind. So this is what we have to come back to. And the DNA right now is very important to them. They're trying to recreate it in massive quantities that they might be able to give transfusion to the people and change their DNA. For those people that are O negative, A negative, B negative, you have nothing to worry about. Negative does not mean that you are RH negative. RH negative means that you have no RNA. You have no primitive form of life inside of you. They have not given you an RNA test, so thereby they can't tell you if you have it or not. Yes, it is out there. It's available. You can take that test. They're not going to give it to you right now because they're going to try to charge you an arm and leg. Notice I said charge you an arm and leg. They don't care anything about your money anymore. They don't care anything about your finances. What they want is they want your body. Your body is more valuable to them right now than any piece of paper that you could call a note, or that you could call a dollar, or that you could call a yen, or that you could call any of those things. Just are, they don't care. Right now, what they need is they need nothing more than your DNA, RNA. They want your blood. You might want to call it the night of the vampires, because they're bloodsuckers right now. They need your body. Don't care anything about whatever else you got. That's what they need. They believe, as they have always believed, during their night of what they call the night of the owl. They have been doing this for many years, where they go out and they drink the blood of one of whom they call the one that will bring life to fertility. The Moleks did it. Kadesh, they did it before. They would take the young girls and they would take them to the altar, and there they would sacrifice them. They would cut their hearts out and drink their blood. I'm just giving it to you raw, because this is the place to come for the truth. We don't have time to play games with people by trying to not say those words that may offend somebody when you're speaking the truth. You don't have time to worry about offending people when speaking the truth. You must speak the truth. And for those that are out there that you say, well, I have fear of blood and people talking of death, I tell you that you're in the wrong world. Because surely as you're born, you shall die. The only way you will be born again and live and have everlasting life is that you are believing in the one whom we're talking about, which is Yah God. Then we do not even believe in death. We don't have this thought of death. Not with Yah. There is no death. You have to remember that everything that Yah ever intended, that they told him there was death there, when he left, it was light. He only attended 2 funerals. And each time he attended those people, when he left, they were alive. One was a little girl, Tai Tukumi, I was called a young lady. And the other one was by the name of Lazarus. Even his own, if we might call it that, his own funeral, he attended it, and after 3 days, he got up with all power in his hand. So thereby, he don't attend. He don't see death. Even if you should believe in my Father and the Son as well, even though you may die, yet shall you live. Read the book. It's there. It's real. So DNA, RNA, has a lot is going on with it right now. And they will be testing it when Francis come to D.C. Right now, he better be in fear because he is about to be picked up and carried off to prison. That's what he's about to do. From that prison, he will be put into a fiery pit. I need everyone to understand that the new universal world court, the one in which we're in, we're not trying to try people to put you in jail. We're not trying to try you to put you in some dungeon. That is not what's going to take place. Just so people understand, our trial, our courts are going to be final judgment. And everyone that's found guilty, you're going to the fiery pit. This is not a threat. I'm telling you, this is a problem coming from YHWs. He ain't got time to be locking you up in no dungeons or no jails. You're going to the fiery pit if you're found to be guilty of those things that you're calling yourself bringing against Father God's word and his wisdom. That's what he's doing. Prosecution, you might want to call it that. Execution, you might want to call it that. My Father calls it none of those things. He is calling it justice. Love, peace, truth, freedom, and justice. You will receive justice, based upon you not believing. That will cause you to be put into the fiery pit. And I know I got those people out there that want to be smart. They're going to make statements. Oh, well, he can't condemn me, he can't do this. I don't have to condemn you. You've already condemned yourself by it coming out of your own mouth. Remember, it's not what goes into a man that devours him, it's what comes out of him that will devour him. So you just keep running your mouth. And I will show you what my Father's going to do for you. I'm talking to those that are in opposition of the truth. They know who I'm talking to. Even the demons know him and they tremble. They might act bold, but I guarantee you, even on October the 31st, they're looking for a place to hide. They're scared of themselves. The mask that they put on, we created them. And the mask that they take off, we can surely destroy them. So we have no time for games anymore. This is real. This is real life. I'm not going to go away. I'm not going to become your worst nightmare because I don't believe in nightmares. Everything my Father gives a man is the desires of his own heart. To me, that's a pleasant thing. So if you want to be one of those that desire to be placed into a fiery pit, so be it. But my Father has no time for games anymore. The game's over. Now, it's about real life. So, Shelley, as we talk about DNA, I wanted you to know that I sent you a lot of information on it. I need you to pay attention to it because we will be teaching the people. We will tell them what to expect when they do their DNA tests and their RNA tests. And I want to make sure that I always say to the people RNA, DNA, RNA. Now, I want to start by saying RNA rather than saying DNA first because RNA is what matters. DNA, yes, it has its place in there because that tells them that you did come from our Father. But RNA says that he made you a man and you became a living being. That is what's important. So this is why I came on to put this out this morning. What I am doing is also I'm issuing a warning to all those so-called wannabe smart alecks. That's what they call them in school. You're so intelligent that you forgot the most important thing was simplicity. You lost the fact of being KISS, keeping it simple, because most of us feel stupid sometimes. So we don't need your questions of trying to test us. I guarantee you that I can turn your test into your greatest exam. Your greatest exam is going to be the test that you try to bring to me. Because I'm going to show you that I know more about you than you know about yourself. Because there's nothing hidden from the sun, and you will soon find that out. when you get through crying, because I will tell you that what you did during your childhood to your adulthood, you're going to realize to stop playing games with yourself. The only reason you're con artist is because you have not yet been able to draw the proper picture for a con artist. You haven't been able to draw a picture yet in your heart, neither can you perceive it in your mind of a con artist. So don't try to bring it to me. What I need you to do is help me to help the poor people around this world, the refugees that are now moving from country to country, from nation to nation. You will be soon running as well. You will be running from country to country, from nation to nation, trying to find a place to live. That's dual citizenship. That is why I'm telling them now, those people don't need to be worried about some citizenship. They need to be able to move from place to place safely. Listen to me, United Nations. I'm talking to you. You need to realize that I'm talking to you so-called French leaders, you so-called Russian leaders, you so-called Japanese leaders. You better allow those people into those nations. Because my Father has said to you too, that he will break your very backbone of you nations and you nation leaders. You better watch these people come into your city and you better treat them fine. They're Samaritans and they're on the road just like you. My Father's not playing with you. You are nobody. You better get the picture just like Dr. Henderson. He is a nobody trying to tell everybody about somebody who can save anybody. And this is not a game. This is not something you're going to wake up tomorrow and you're going to find yourself sitting in a gold car with a nice, plush, silver house. This is not what you're going to get. You're going to get the sign of Jonah. And I guarantee you, if you can't get up 8 days after that, from being in the belly of the whale, not only will you be spit out upon the sea and upon the land from the sea, but you're going to be spit out and you will be spewed out of the mouth of our Father. That's what's about to happen to you. I need your help to take care of the people. That's what I need you to do. You own nothing. You came here. You must realize that the book has told you that nothing from nothing leaves nothing. I ain't moving. I ain't traveling. I am a person as well. I have no place to lay my head. And surely, if my Father will take care of the birds of the air, surely he has a place for you. He will take care of you. But you need to first realize this is not an act of heroism. This is my Father taking vengeance upon the world for not listening and still trying to call opposition between those people, male and female, opposition between boy and girl, opposition between cat and dog, opposition just putting a fence or a partition up between men. My Father said that when he comes back, he was going to tear down the walls of the partition that has been placed up between men. And that's what he's doing. And there's nothing you can do about it. Now, my advice to you, old world parliament, come December, you better be prepared. Because I guarantee you that by the time December comes, you will already be on your knees. You will already be using the word Yah. You will already be using the word Yah Il God. You will be using that. By December, by the time that 20th day comes of December, I guarantee you that you will already be done confessed out of your mouth that Yah is God. That is a fact. I don't care anything about no Francis, Pope, whatever, Cardinals, whatever they can see themselves to be, or perceive themselves to be. At the end of the day, the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. All that is within it, all that is beneath it, all that is around it, all that is above it, it belongs to Yah, YHWH. And he has sent only one voice to this planet. Even his mother recognizes that voice. His brothers and sisters from time to time, they recognize that voice because sometimes they're dealing with it and sometimes they're dealing with the other voice. But they know the difference. And so will you. By the time we get complete with this process of a new beginning, you will also recognize that voice. You will be able to know which one you're talking to. So whether you be in China and you're talking to Grandpa, they will know that Grandpa's voice comes from one that is more mighty than he. They already know that voice. They don't need you to tell them who he is. They don't need you to try to scandalize him on your back of the head so-called Facebook page. You have never been able to talk face-to-face to anyone. You've always been a backbiter or behind the back spitter. But I guarantee you that by the time you see your own flames drip out your back, you will feel like a jellyfish without a backbone. But you've never had one, you never will have one. And you find the time to send a group of so-called your colleagues or your so-called girlfriends or your so-called male friends, and you find the time to scandalize people's names because you're so violent, you can't tell them that in their face. So I say to you, you gotta best shut your mouth before you find your tongue, and it will be permanently stuck to the top of your mouth. And the only time you'll be able to open your mouth is when you're trying to catch another breath of my Father and saying, yeah. So you better watch the way you speak about my Father and realize that he's only sent one to this planet. He has been here many, many times before, and he's back. And if you don't like it, I advise you, you better call on my Father and ask him to get you out of here. Because the raft is here. And it's up on you. And it's like a two-edged sword. And it's going to cut you sideways and up and down. You better believe that the earth belongs to my Father and everything that is in it. And you have no part of it if you have not yet chosen. So go right ahead. Wrap it up. Stock it up. Eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow you shall die. Read the book, it's in there. It wasn't talking to everybody. It was only talking to those that still find the time, from time to time. They eat out of the right side of his mouth, and on the left side of his mouth, he spits nothing but lies. You will find yourself being hungry from both sides of your face if you keep talking to my Father like you don't understand. Again, I say to the United Nations, it's always indeed a pleasure to be able to speak to you from day to day and time to time, and I enjoy your call. The last numbers are still 3333. They will not change. I repeat, the last numbers are 3333. And the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. All that is within it, all that is beneath it, all that is around it, all that is above it, it belongs to my Father. He's here. He's not about to leave. He's going to vindicate. He's going to fix everything that's broken here. And then we'll be able to live happily ever after. Shelley, please help me out.
Yes, brother. Family, as Father Yah has spoken through Dr. Henderson, the timing right now for our planet is extremely critical. This is the apex of what Father has spoken. This is the completion of one era and the beginning of a new era. This is the completion of all of Father Yah's word. His word is true. His word will not return void, but it will accomplish whereunto he sends it. He has promised us a new kingdom. He has promised us a new heaven and a new earth right here, and that he will be with us, and that there will not even be need for the sun, because the light of the Father will be the light of the world, and there will be no shadow of turning. So seek his face. Seek Father Yah's face. Turn from anything in your life that is keeping you separate from Father Yah. You know in your heart and in your spirit because he put it within you. What is truth and what is a lie? What is good and what is evil? Although the powers that were on this planet have tried to make good evil and evil good. But in your spirit you know the truth. And it is that truth that will truly make you free. So seek Father Yah's face. Delight yourself in him. Do not worry or do not fear what will come upon the earth. Because if you are in him and he is in you, then you have nothing to fear. Look forward for the joy that is set before us. Look forward to the life in Yah. That life of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Walking hand in hand with your neighbor. Whether it is your neighbor next door to your home, the neighbor in your next village, or state, or territory, or nation. But walk in love for your fellow man. The fee and the male, putting aside the division that has been put into our minds by the old system. They did that intentionally because they still have wanted to reduce the global population by 13/14. So if there's division between the fee and the male, there is no reproduction. Which is totally against Father's law. The very first law that he gave us was to be fruitful and multiply. So put aside your differences. Put aside any division within your households and come together in love under Father Yah's love, which is unconditional. You feel Father's energy coming into this planet. Those of you that belong to Yah, you've been feeling it for quite some time now, for a couple of years now. He is restoring you. He promised that in his kingdom there would be no death, there would be no pain. So he is actually changing you back to your original creation. And that's one of the things that the evildoers, those of the DNA, not the RNA, have, like Doctor said earlier, they can't figure it out. And that's because Father is not in them. But those of you of the righteous, Father is in you. So, have faith. Trust Father. He is your complete source of everything that you need, whether you are facing things in your personal life that are critical to you. Some of you I know are being removed from your homes. You're having to relocate. Trust him. Even in the relocation, you're going to be fine.